Hello everyone and welcome to another Vanilla Tweaks update video. Just in case you're out of the loop, Minecraft 1.21 has been released, and with that a whole bunch of new resource packs were added to Vanilla Tweaks. And of course I've covered all of these new additions in that video, but today we're here to talk about the data packs and crafting tweaks that have been added for 1.21. That's right, Vanilla Tweaks isn't just resource packs, it covers data packs and crafting tweaks too. For example, you can add new crafting recipes like craftable horse armor, or if you wanted a mob in your world to stop making sounds, you've got the silence mob data pack to help you with that. And when it comes to downloading and installing these, you want to make your selection, then click on the download button over here. Then you need to open this zip file and extract the contents into the data pack folder of your world. You can do this by visiting the edit world screen of your world and then just click on open world folder, and here you'll see the data pack folder. First up, we're going to check out the mini blocks data pack. You may have seen these mini blocks through the Wandering Trader, which has a whole bunch of smaller versions of these blocks. But this, my friends, is not what the mini blocks data pack actually does. It adds these recipes to the stone cutter. So now when we open up this, we can shift click a block in and turn them into their smaller counterpart. You get 8 for each one of these because it's about the 1/8 of the size of a regular block. Now, if you're used to doing this through the Wandering Trader data pack, it'll be all of these blocks over here that have the mini block variants. You'll be able to make these through the stone cutter block. And as you see here, sometimes you've already got other recipes that will just be included in this list. Now, along with the addition of new data packs, there are some that are going to be retired as well. Treasure gems and gem villagers, these two packs are being retired. This goes all the way back to Season 6 of Hermitcraft, where the loot tables for dungeons and strongholds and the like would generate with some additional gem blocks inside of them. You could then use these as a currency to trade with custom villagers and get your hands on these mini blocks. But since the packs are no longer popular and they're very difficult to maintain, that pack is being retired. However, the method of trading with the Wandering Trader, this data pack is still available. And on the topic of the Wandering Trader, another data pack will announce in chat when one of these has spawned nearby a player. So because I'm next to this Wandering Trader, as we bring it into the world, we get a message in the chat. So let's now summon one off in the distance. We can see it over there, but because I'm not nearby, I don't get notified in chat. And with a very crude test, I've learned that the distance is about 60 blocks. This next data pack is called Cauldron Mud, and by that name alone, you might already know what it does. But let's look at the current method of getting mud in this game. It is to right-click on a block of dirt with a bottle of water, which will give you an empty glass bottle in return. This can be a little bit on the tedious side to do manually, and if you want to automate it with redstone, it can be rather finicky as well. So with a cauldron here, if we simply drop the dirt blocks into the water, they'll be converted inside of there into mud. Let's go ahead and drop the whole stack at once and actually drop it in the cauldron. And then we walk up to this and you can see we get the whole stack. This next pack is called Ender Chest Always Drops. And once again, it describes what it does. But let's go over the problem. You need a Silk Touch pick in vanilla Minecraft to mine this ender chest and get it back as an ender chest. Now, many times in this game, I've accidentally mined it with the wrong pick, and all I get is 8 obsidian. I destroy my ender chest. So now when you mine it with a regular pick, it will drop the ender chest. The one downside here is that you could technically use the ender chest to store obsidian, right? You break it with a regular pick and you can get 8 obsidian for each one. Okay, the next pack is called Glass Always Drops, and again, it's the same dealio. Do you need Silk Touch for these blocks? Well, not if you've got the data pack enabled, so if this is something that you want, you can make it happen. And yeah, it works on all 3 types of glass. And just in case you were wondering, it works on glass panes too. Our next pack is called Silk Touch Budding Amethyst. Not to be confused with the last 2 data packs, this adds the ability to Silk Touch this block, which using a regular pick or a Silk Touch pick would simply destroy it in vanilla Minecraft. But with this resource pack, the Silk Touch enchantment will allow you to collect that budding amethyst block. And this would then allow you to obviously place this elsewhere in the world and create your own design for these sorts of farms that currently revolve around the position of these budding amethysts, which can make it really quite challenging to make a amethyst shard farm. So if you want to make your life a little easier, you can grab this pack and pick up Budding Amethyst. So were you paying attention? A moment ago when I was mining that glass, did you notice that it broke really quickly when I was using a pick? That's because of the more effective tools data pack that I've got in this world. There are some blocks in this game that don't have default tools you can mine faster. So what this does is it adds a tool that will help you mine that particular block faster. Now, of course, because I'm using a stone pick, it might be slightly slower with some of these blocks. If I use netherite, it's going to be a lot faster. If I use wooden, it's going to be relatively slower. But yes, all of these blocks that I've just been breaking, these are ones that don't have default tools, and now the pickaxe can be the default tool for mining them faster. And that also includes frosted ice made by the Frostwalker enchantment. For the axe, these blocks are the beds, cactus, the honeycomb block, and then candles, which are already pretty fast to mine. So here you can see we're like instant mining them. So if you had mining fatigue, an axe would kind of counteract that. This next one is a comical one. You can use a shovel to mine a cake fast. And the footnotes here say, we enjoy the mental image of shoveling cakes. Now, moss blocks and therefore moss carpets can be mined faster with the hoe. This functionality has been extended to carpets, which you might have suspected would have used shears. However, shears are apparently hard-coded at the moment, so this can't be implemented. So since the moss carpets use the hoe, now do the regular carpets. Now, what we're going to talk about next is another retired pack, the Thunder Shrine, which was a way that we've had in the past on Hermitcraft to summon a thunderstorm. This pack here is being retired, and it's being replaced by this pack known as Storm Channeling. You can start a thunderstorm by throwing this channeling trident directly above yourself when you're at the top of the world. So I pillared up to the very build limit, and now we're going to aim our trident upwards and throw it. And this will summon a thunderstorm. Ooh, did you see the lightning strikes there? And notice that it's used up 60% of the durability on this trident. I've decided that I want to do that once more so we can see the lightning strikes. So let's throw this up into the air. And look at that, pretty cool, right? The trident comes back down too, so you can pick it back up. And yeah, you have to go all the way to the build limit, so you can't place any blocks higher than this. And from here, you can summon a storm. So, the desert. This usually falls victims to players destroying it for resources over time. Players have been asking for a way to farm sand. One popular idea is that they could drop from husks. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Aha, look at that. The husk will drop sand with this data pack known as Husks Drop Sand. The drop rate is between 0 and 2, with each level of looting allowing you to get up to 1 additional block. This means you can make both a passive farm and a player-involved farm to get your sand from husks. Next up, our one and only crafting tweak for this update. It involves redstone, copper ingots, and sticks. You can make powered rails with copper ingots instead of iron ingots. This doesn't override the existing recipe using gold ingots, and I can't help but feel that's why this alternative has been added. Maybe for some players, gold is a bit of a rarer resource than copper is. And of course, as always, it's a choice. So if this doesn't suit what you want to do, you don't have to select it. So next we're going to talk about more retired packs. We have Tag from the Season 6 game on Hermitcraft of tagging other players and making them it. This pack isn't very popular and it's buggy to maintain, so it's going to be retired. The same thing goes for Larger Phantoms. It's just not a very popular pack and so it's been retired. So 2 packs with a similar problem. We have Item Averages. The other one is Count Mob Deaths. These both serve functions which are quite difficult to maintain and implement with the current state of data packs, and there are mods out there that do this much more efficiently. So for those reasons, both of these have been retired. And last of all, Pillager Tools is being retired because there are now game rules which effectively do the same thing that this data pack does. Now, with lots of players getting their hands on these data packs, some issues and bugs have been discovered. These get talked about in the Vanilla Tweaks Discord, and therefore in the announcements channels, there's updates to these data packs quite frequently. So if you want to make sure you got the latest one, maybe consider joining the Vanilla Tweaks Discord. You can find a link to it down here on the Vanilla Tweaks website. So that should bring you up to speed with the latest round of additions. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Thanks for supporting the channel and subscribe to catch future Vanilla Tweaks updates. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you later. Bye bye.